Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and we've got quite a few notices to go over for September 6th. So the first thing I want to talk about is this Android 10 support. So know that if you have Android 10, either you bought a new phone recently or you upgraded your system, they know it's not working for you. They are working on it right now. But for the time being, you're probably going to have to play on a different device or get an emulator for your computer in order to play Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about, and probably the bulk of this video, is going to be the Supernova, Kingdom Hearts 3, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus falling price deals. So these deals came at a very weird time for what our current meta is. So let's go ahead and just talk about these here. So the first thing that I noticed about these banners is that they are both free to play and pay to play, meaning that everyone has access to them evenly throughout this banner. Remember that these medals were more or less only guaranteed to pay to play players before, where Aqua was guaranteed as a VIP medal for the month of July, and then Terra and Ventus were given as a 10 mercy pull back in August for VIP only. So if you were free to play, you essentially had to get these medals either as a 1 of 3 10 mercy pull draw back in August, which is not fun to be able to pull 10 times and then potentially not get the medal. And then they were also available in the Supernova deals that were running over the course of August as well. So you were either a pay to play player or a VIP player, or a super lucky free to play player to have these medals prior to today. One big thing that I noticed about the banner that I really don't like is that they only give you 3 days. So you have from September 6th to September 9th to do these. And the weird part about it, or at least I don't know if this is the direction they're taking, but they didn't include it in this little calendar that they gave us. So the whole point of this calendar is to let us know what's coming up so that we can at least plan appropriately for the month. But then they just threw this banner on us just very, very fast with very little notice, and they're expecting people to pull within 3 days. So that's not even enough time to even get half the amount of jewels unless you're just spending money on the game. So I don't know why they just gave us a 3-day notice to pull from these banners, which have an ability that's more or less super relevant to today's meta. I don't know why they did that, but I don't like it. They should at least give a week for every single banner that they drop, so that way people have a chance to like buy VIP again if they need to, or they can at least do a few more quests to try and bring up their jewel count so that they can support pulling from banners. But let's go ahead and talk about the banners themselves. So they guarantee you 2 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals, a trait medal specifically for the banner that you're pulling on. So again, you're getting Aqua trait medals if you're pulling from the Aqua banner and so forth. You get 2 gems of the specific type, again, based on the banner you're pulling for. So Aqua's banner is going to give you 2 magic gems. Ventus's banner is going to give you 2 speed gems per pull. And then Terra's banner is going to give you 2 power gems per pull. The banners also give you 10 VIP coins, which is really good because that lets you be a little selective about which traits you get from the VIP coin boards. And then you get the guaranteed Birth by Sleep trio member within 10 draws. So remember that within 10 draws means that up to 10 draws. So if you get, let's just say, if you get Terra in the 5th pull, you have to pull 10 more times after that in order to guarantee a second Kingdom Hearts 3 Terra. So don't think it's like the current foreteller banner where if you get a foreteller early, you can get the guarantee still. No, once you hit the Kingdom Hearts 3 Terra, you're going to have to reset it all and then do 10 more pulls to get a second Terra. Or at the very least, at most, 10 more pulls to get a second Terra. So remember that falling price deals, after you crunch out all the math, it's roughly about 21,000 jewels, which again, that's why it's absurd that it's only 3 days, because for you to already have 21,000 jewels means that you're either spending all your jewels on this, or you're pay to play, or you had some sort of weird circumstance where you're able to get 21,000 jewels within these days. So that's really strange that they only gave us 3 days for it. That's barely enough to get like I don't even think you can get like a quarter of the amount within 3 days. So I don't know why they did that. And I really don't like that they're only giving us just 3 days to even just think about it. So moving on, let's talk about the medals a little bit. I know that they've been talked about before, but we're going to talk about them with our perspective today. So first of all, they're tier 9, meaning that they're going to start falling off of the wayside within the next few months for sure, especially since tier 10s are out right now. All of them are just clones of each other, so it's just changing the attribute. So Terra is going to be the power attribute, Ventus is going to be the speed attribute, and Aqua is going to be the magic attribute, and they're all more or less going to be the exact same. They deal 3 hits for 1 turn. They increase metal strength of their specific attribute by 1500. So Terra is going to be increasing power metal strength, Aqua to magic, and then Ventus to speed. They're going to increase your general and your upright strength by 7, and then again the specific attribute strength by 10. And then they're going to decrease all targets attribute defense by 10, again based on the attribute of the metal. So Terra is going to decrease power, Aqua is going to decrease magic, Ventus is going to decrease speed. They all have count plus or minus 0, meaning that regardless of the counter on the enemy, it's not going to affect them at all. And then they have a damage plus condition of 1 enemy or 0 parts left, which is not as good as the higher HP damage multiplier that the foretellers have right now. Another thing to keep in mind about these, I'm looking off my list to make sure I hit everything, but these only have a gauge cost of 1, meaning that if you get extra attack on these, you're essentially just using only 2 gauges to get plus 3000 attribute strength, which is really, really cheap when you ask me. The supernova attack is going to be, for 1 turn, increase general strength, upright strength, and then again attribute strength based on the metal by 15, so that pretty much maxes it out for today's current meta. And then once you unlock them to Supernova Plus, it is going to increase all metals after it, increase the special attack bonus by 280%. So that's a quick brief overview of the metal analysis. Again, the main part about these is that they increase attribute metal strength by 1500 for the turn. And then if you have extra attack on these, they increase it by 3000 for the turn. Now, we can't talk about a banner without looking at its draw odds. It's like the #1 thing I always like to look at whenever we talk about banners. So let's go ahead and scroll down here to the banners themselves, and let's take a look at our draw odds. So the first thing I noticed when I looked at the draw odds is that you actually have a chance to pull one of the other 2 metals from any specific banner. So let's say you're pulling for Terra, you have a chance to get Kingdom Hearts 3 Aqua within those 10 pulls. Or let's say you're pulling for Ventus, you have a chance to get Terra. So this pairs really nicely with the idea that you're getting 1 trait medal for the banner that you're drawing from, and then you're getting a second trait medal in the form of VIP coins. So let's say you had to pull 10 times from the Terra banner, you end up with 100 VIP coins, and then somewhere along the way, you drew into a Kingdom Hearts 3 Aqua. So now you have 10 traits for Terra and 10 traits for Aqua by using the VIP coins. So I think that's pretty nice that they allow you to get one of the other 2 Birth by Sleep trio members in the banner, and I think it's just a nice little added bonus here, but don't really count on it happening because it's still a pretty long shot to get it. So from the Kingdom Hearts 3 medals, which is this guarantee A here, you also have a chance to get them, and the percentage is a little bit higher here. So for the Kingdom Hearts 3 medals, the 2 that you're guaranteed per pull, it's going to be 1 every 167 pulls is going to get an additional Birth by Sleep trio member. And then if we look up at the general, the odds actually go even lower. So let's go up here. Let's go to the general. So for this one, you actually only have a 1 every 222 pulls chance of getting an additional Birth by Sleep trio member. So while it's nice that they give us this option to get the other ones, just know that it's not guaranteed and the chances are very, very, very slim. Don't be hoping that you'll get them. If you run into them, it's nice, but don't be expecting them to be within those 10 pulls. Let's see here. Unfortunately, that's the only new medal that you can draw. So looking at the Supernova medals that we're able to get here, you don't have access to Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi B, you don't have access to Kingdom Hearts 3 Dark Riku, you don't have access to Dark Baymax. So unfortunately, they're still going with this format where the banners are more or less exclusive for that specific medal until they go away, and we don't know when we're going to have access to those newer medals anytime soon. So that wraps it up for the banner analysis and looking at the draw odds. So really the question on the board is, should you pull? And personally for me, I like to wait, especially when they drop these super limited time banners. You only get 3 days. You're like frantically thinking if you're able to get the jewels to put it together and then buy into these medals that are currently really, really relevant. But usually when they do this, it's because they're indicating that a game change is coming soon. So let me go ahead and pull up my internet screen here. So this was a banner that came out last November for Black Friday, and essentially you were guaranteed one of these overwrite foreteller medals within 5 draws. Now keep in mind that this banner really was only available for more or less 10 days. So we had 10 days to pull from this, which was a really short amount of time, again, to stack up 15,000 jewels very, very quickly. But they had these banners available, and it's just like, oh shoot, this is the current meta. Override is really, really important because no matter what happens, you're always at maximum buffs. Because at the time, maximum buffs was +7 for buffing yourself and then -7 for debuffing the enemy. So having these was really, really powerful back in that time. So you had until December 3rd of 2018 to pull for them. And then on December 6th, they released this. And as we all know, Kingdom Hearts 3 Kyrie A is just so broken in the format right now. It's the only tier 8 that really has survived the tier 9 rush. But the fact that they were able to go from this banner and then the next week go into this banner and increase the cap for damage buffs and debuffs means that they usually kind of push these really, really good deals on you before they change it up to something else. So remember that back when you had to pull for these, you got half the jewels back. So let's say you pulled 5 times to Mercy the Medal. You got 7,500 jewels back, which seems like a really, really good deal. But when you put it in comparison to the fact that they released Kingdom Hearts 3 Kyrie not too shortly after that, really you wasted 7,500 jewels. So usually, again, when they put out these really, really good deals, that's when you should be the most skeptical that you're getting the best bang for your buck. Because what they want you to do is they want you to freak out, just be like, I need to pull, I need to get this, I need to stay relevant. And then they usually just turn it around really quickly. They've been having this sort of game change recently where they're going about things differently in favor of the player. But I wouldn't be surprised if they changed it back again, now that we have a bunch of new players, to changing it back to the old way where they're giving more focus to the company earning money. So just keep that in mind. It's usually indicative of a new game change. So we might be getting a new Kingdom Hearts Kyrie or a Xion relatively soon, within the next few months. That would be my thought on it. Really, these banners are for people who want to play it safe and guarantee that they have a medal that has medal attribute strength increase. So right now, medal attribute strength increase is just super, super important. We have it on Ultimate Form Sora. We have it on all the foreteller medals. We have it on these 3 medals here. We have it on Kingdom Hearts 3 Kyrie B. So increasing attribute strength is just super important in this format right now, especially when we look at techniques like recovery buffing, where you're able to almost double your medal strength. So the whole point of these banners, in my personal opinion, is for people who want to play it super safe, like really, really safe, and spend 21,000 jewels to guarantee that they have a medal that increases attribute strength. So that's why I think they exist right now. There's no way of knowing what's coming next. So we don't know if we'll ever have a guarantee again where they guarantee you a medal that gives you power strength or guarantees you reverse strength. We don't know if we're going to have those types of banners. Right now, we can only see what we have available to us, and that is this. So I feel like these banners are really preying on those people that want to play it safe and have that type of mechanic in their toolbox right now. It's also for people who didn't get a specific foreteller. So let's just say I needed magic strength, and then I wanted to pull from this banner, the 5 Mercy Pull banner, and get Envy. But I didn't get Envy. Let's just say I got Gula. So now I wouldn't have a way to access magic strength increase. So I could pull for this Aqua and get it guaranteed within 10 pulls. So that's kind of my thought on this banner. I'm not too much of a fan of it, and I really don't think that you should pull for it. I actually just think that the foreteller banner is a lot better, this 5 Mercy Pull one, because at the very least, you're getting a tier 10 medal that hits for a lot, and then you're getting traits for that medal, and you're getting it within 5 Mercy Pulls as opposed to 10. All of the medals in the foreteller banner are good for right now. So I'd rather pull from the foreteller banner, in my personal opinion. Again, based on my jewels, you know I'm not pulling for either of them right now. We're going to wait it out. Wait out the 9 days remaining on the foreteller banner. See if anything new is coming or anything particularly broken is coming. And if not, then we'll do pulls. Let's see here. Anything else I want to say about these banners? We already talked about the VIP coins thing. So remember, if you pull 10 times from one of these 3 banners, you're also getting 10 VIP coins, which can go towards foreteller medal traits. So just keep in mind the VIP coins, they can go towards another Birth by Sleep trio member traits, they can go to foreteller traits. So I think that's a nice plus, but it's not enough to save the banner, in my personal opinion. Alright, moving on, let's talk about the Star Piece boards. which I think look awesome. So celebrate the Japanese version 4th anniversary with a special avatar board. These boards come with the new Attack Boost 10 Max, Gauge 0 skill, and more. So you have a solid amount of time. You literally have until the end of the month to decide if you want to pull for these. But look at how awesome these look. These just look so cool. They look really extra, but they look super cool right now in my personal opinion. But let's stop talking about how awesome they look and how much I'm definitely going to get one of them. Let's talk about the actual avatar boards themselves. So first of all, you are getting a piece that gives you rare enemy perk +4. That's pretty good for the event that's going on right now because it increases the chance of spawning the gift shadow. Remember that the golden trichloma has the same amount of proc rate no matter which quest you do, or at least it's a set value. You can't manipulate it with rare enemy perk, but you can manipulate the spawn rate of the gift shadow with rare enemy perk. So just keep that in mind, and that the gift shadow is able to drop Riku and Moogle medals, which are free jewels. So I think that's super sweet. If you don't have a rare enemy perk +4, this might be a solid chance for you to get it right now. The titles that can come with it, if you buy the male one, it's going to be Checkmate, and if you buy the female one, it's going to be Upcoming Master, which are both super awesome titles to have in my personal opinion. I think they just sound really cool. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the skills, which are probably the most important part of any avatar board. So we have Attack Boost 10 Max, Gauge 0. So historically, the Gauge 0 skills have been really good, and the reason that they're so powerful is that unless you have a medal that consumes gauges like Pirate Sora, like the original Supernova Birth by Sleep trio medals, it guarantees that that extra attack is going off. So let's say you have a medal that has a gauge cost of 2, and then you activate the first special attack, no gauges are consumed, meaning that you instantly have access to the second extra attack. So that's just really good, guaranteeing yourself the extra attack, especially when you have medals that are super important to proc twice right now, like Ultimate Form Sora needs to proc twice to be super useful, or at least to be like even more useful than he already is. The Birth by Sleep trio medals that we just talked about, if you're in a weird scenario where you can't afford 2 gauges, you can only afford 1, having Gauge 0 on that medal is going to guarantee that extra attack is going off. So Gauge 0 is just a super good skill to have. On top of that, it is the highest attack boost max we have right now, being Attack Boost 10 Max. So it's a really good skill for right now. You're also going to get Attack Boost 10 Max Gauge 1, again, just another plus, because now you're getting 2 Attack Boost 10 Max skills, and then they both are going to decrease gauge use, so that's just really good. If you have extra attack on Ultimate Form Sora, and you put Attack Boost 10 Max Gauge 1, you're only consuming 2 gauges versus the original 6 that you would need to for that Sora. Keep in mind, though, that if you put it on a medal that has a gauge cost of 0, the skill will consume a gauge. So for example, let's take a look at our Kingdom Hearts 3 Kyrie B, which has a gauge cost of 0. So let's pull up that Kyrie B. So Kyrie B costs 0 gauges, and then if I put Attack Boost 10 Max SP Gauge 1 on her activation, even though it costs 0 gauges, the skill will absorb a gauge from you. So it will remove 1 gauge, which is just unnecessary when the medal originally had no gauge cost. So just keep that in mind. That's how that mechanic works if you put it on a medal that costs 0 gauges. Going back to the avatar board here, the last skill that they're going to give us is going to be Attack Boost 7 Max Lux++, which is kind of unfortunate. I really think they should have made it Attack Boost 8 Max Lux++, because right now 7 Max Lux++ is available to us on the skill enhancement board. So if we go to the skill enhancement boards here, it's available in board A. So scrolling down, there it is. It's the second skill listed, Attack Boost 7 Max and Lux++. So I don't think they should have included it in the new avatar board. I really think it should have been Attack Boost 8 Max Lux++, especially since it's already been released to us before. But that's just my personal opinion on it. I don't like that it's 7 Max. I'd rather have it be 8 Max, especially since 8 Max for me is like the minimum amount of attack boost that we want to be having right now. So 7 is sort of falling off the wayside, especially with Attack Boost 11 coming out soon. Well, it's already come out, actually. I'm pretty sure the Coliseum board, the Coliseum ranking skill that you get for this month is Attack Boost 11 Max. So I'm not a fan of the 7 max Lux++, but again, it's just an additional skill, and all of the skills that you're getting on this one are going to be max skills, which makes them even that much more important, because max skills are just the standard. You have to have max skills in order to pull off consistent plays. Another thing that I want to talk about for this banner, or for this avatar board, is that it comes with a sun and a moon gem, which are just super crucial resources right now, especially since the Proud Mode Plus quest went away. Sun gems are now in a little bit higher of a demand than they were before, and then moon gems are always high in demand because they just come so sparingly that it's hard to get the reverse keyblades up to max level unless you bought that one VIP that 1 week. So these are very valuable resources, and there's a bunch of max skills on here, and it comes with one of each power speed magic gem. This is a really solid deal in my personal opinion. I'm definitely going to be pulling for one of these 2 avatar boards. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the extra content and wrap up this video here. So the other avatar board is going to be the Terra avatar board, which is really interesting because even though it's an old avatar board, it's actually got some pretty relevant skills. So looking at the skills, we have attack boost 8 max, which, like I was saying earlier, is the minimum amount of attack boost you want to be having moving forward. So having like attack boost 6 max, 5 max, those really aren't going to do you much good in comparison to 8 to 10 max. So it's got the 8 max, which is still relatively relevant. We have second chance 4, which is the only way to get second chance right now, which is kind of funny. So looking at the skill enhancement boards, there's no way to get second chance. So if you're a newer player that just joined recently, your only means of accessing second chance is going to be these Terra boards. So I think that's really funny because like usually these are like outdated, they don't have good skills, but this one has pretty okay skills. And then it has a Lux++, which again is the new standard for rating, having Lux++ rather than regular Lux+. So it's kind of funny that this Terra board is still sort of relevant for right now, even though it's a pretty old avatar board. I guess it means it was just that good when it originally came out. Alright, lastly for the September 6 notices, we have the player feedback survey notice. So this one, all you gotta do is just take the survey. So if you go all the way to the bottom, it says take the survey. Just give your input, think of what could be better. Honestly, a lot of things could be going better, but I'm going to save that for a different rant. Maybe I'll save it for a stream or something. But yeah, just give your feedback, and then you get 600 jewels for free. Super nice. Before you hop into the survey, make sure you get your player ID because they ask for that. So just make sure you do that and get 600 free jewels. But with that being said, that is the end of this video. That is all the stuff for September 6th. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. I know that some of the parts of this video were very, very choppy. I did it at the end of my day, so I guess I'm a little bit exhausted. So please, if you have any questions, honestly, just drop them down below. But as always, everyone, until next time, take it easy.